All right, so quick video here real quick. We got a customer's 2016 Dodge 2500 in here. I did a bunch of work on this, rewrapped the bed, bumpers, shocks, some maintenance stuff and whatnot. But we put 20 GlowPro LED rock lights on this truck. So it had showed up with some like cheap Amazon ones, like 3 just mounted in top of the fender wells, and that's it. And this truck had gotten a wreck, and I was like, look, we're gonna redo everything, we're gonna do this right. I didn't partake in the last install, but I was part of this one. I did all this work, so I was like, I'm gonna do it right. I want this thing to shine. So got 20 of the GlowPro LED rock lights with their wiring kit. I wish I would have took a video of like when the kit showed up, but I got the wiring kit as well with the relay and just a little bit of wire and a switch. I ended up having to buy another spool of wire so I could wire it all in and run it front to back and everything. But I forget which ones they are. It's got like the 9 LEDs or something like that, each light. I'll show the lights off and everything. But what we did is I took a Milwaukee battery and I powered up each light, and I went through and figured out where I wanted to position them in each wheel well, and then how many I needed in here to fill the ground. I didn't want dead spots like shadows, so I spread it all out, and I got one right here at the long arm, or the front trailing arm. I got one just shy of this B pillar, and I got one right there. So what I ended up doing was mounted it to this cradle and used the body mounts there. I put one directly under the front bumper shining towards the axle, so we didn't have shadowing under that. I'd rather it shine under the truck and light up the truck than shining out this way and leaving shadows under the truck. And then so match these sides on there, put 3 in the wheel well, and kind of see one right there, one directly on top, and one this way, so it's shining in all those angles. And then I mounted one where the spare tire used to be. It's got very good coverage. If anything, there's a little bit of shadowing under the differentials of the axles, and that's about it. They're pretty bright for what they are. I'm sure the brighter ones, they're $120 each ones, work wonders, but I think this all came out to like 300 and some change. But I'll go around real quick before we turn them on. This truck hasn't been washed yet. You can kind of see where these old ones was, but nothing I can do about that. Got those there, and then we come down here under here. I made these, so I took composite plastic and I heated it up and bent them into shape, and then I sprayed bed liner on them. And then you can see here at the body mounts, what I did is I put the washer up top, so we still got good clamping force, and then I put that there. Hindsight, I could have drilled a bigger hole in the center here so I can run an extension socket in there, but I just put a wrench on there and hand cranked them up. Wasn't that big of a deal. You can see the other one kind of right there. We go back in this fender wheel. Got the same, just 3. And then I wish I would have just went ahead and ordered 22 so I could put 2 back here, but you can see I got this other one right up here. It's got good coverage, but if I would have ordered 2 for the rear, 2 for the front, I could have put 1 over here, 1 over there, 1 over there. Just got a little more lumens down under here, but overall it turned out pretty good. But yeah, it's a sick truck. Getting it all wrapped up. I just got to tidy up a couple little things, and then send it back off to my customer. You can see right here, I just used the fan shroud. I would have liked to bring it back, where's my finger, a little farther this way, but the radiator and the fins and core is here. So what I did is I just moved it a little farther up, unbolted the shroud and leaned it out, and then ran the wiring inside, out and over. All wiring and everything is all used butt connectors with the solder in the center. So you heat shrink your butt connector, heat shrink your solder in the center, and then I put heat shrink over the top of all the butt connectors on every single wire and every single connection too, because I don't want any of my customers to ever have a problem. Like, I don't want you to have to worry about driving in the rain or this or that, or 6 months from now gets corrosion or some kind of intrusive issue with the wiring and stuff like that. So everything is sealed up, everything's good, everything's ran tucked up along fuel line along like the fuel lines, brake lines, and stuff like that, and it's all tied up. If this was up on a lift or at a show, you can't just look under the truck and see any of the wiring. It's all hidden. It's all ran up over the frame rail and all on the inside. That's just something I'm OCD about. I don't like whenever you can see people's lights and wires and stuff like that. It's just, it bugs me. So, but yeah, came with all that. I'll show where I mounted the switch in here. Kind of just out of the way, but you can see here. Even in daylight, I mean, it's kind of dusk out. We got it overcast today, but still lights up pretty good. Give me a second, I'll pop the hood and I'll show the relay kit they sent with it. So here on the battery, I wish I could take the time and I could redo all this and hide all this stuff, because for the amp steps, for the grills, for the other lights, for the rock lights and everything, there's just a lot of other added wiring that's just kind of bugs me. You can see right here, all the lights on the passenger side I ran up through here, and I used the factory loom, whatever you want to call it. It comes with relay, full harness. It comes with 4 legs off of your harness to run. What I used was 1 leg for the front left corner, 1 leg for the front right corner, and a couple in between, and then 1 leg for the back corners. So 4 legs kind of do 4 corners of the truck. I've wired it constant power with the fuse and everything, and I did a switched ground in the cab. I did run through the rubber boot, but just to keep less power wires running in and out and everything, and then I could use a ground under the dash. So it's a single wire through the firewall to the switch, and then used a grounding point on the dash framing under the dash. So cut down on wiring. But yeah, overall, when it gets a little bit darker out here and the sun completely goes down, I'll pull it out here away from the shop lighting and stuff, and I'll kick them on so you can see how bright it is at night. But even right here, I mean, you would see this. I really want to maybe put some wheel lights on here, but it's not that serious yet. Here's your shadowing, because I have a light right here on the face of this and it's not splitting that. You kind of got a forecasted shadow there and on each side, so you can see right there's just kind of a little bit of shadowing, and then right back here the only other shadow is right there from the differential. It covers a lot of the center and everything really good. There's a lot of disbursement of the lighting and stuff, and these are tucked up high enough to where even if the amp steps are down, you can't see them lower than the pinch welds. I wanted it up above. I didn't want it to visually see them hanging down, and I didn't want to drill the frame, and I didn't want to drill the body. I want to be the least intrusive as I can. That way, I want to sell it, want to take all this off or trade it in or anything, you could literally unbolt everything. You would never know it had it on there. Not that somebody will. I mean, you still see the bolt holes in the fender liners, but I just don't like to be intrusive to the frame and body and stuff like that unless it's something structural like a lift kit. But yeah, overall, really happy with these lights and stuff. It did take like 3 weeks, I think, to get the lights in. 3-4 weeks. It was honestly unacceptable in my opinion, but they're here. I had a bunch of other stuff to do on it, so it didn't really put me in a bind. So that's that. I like the lights. Pretty simple, pretty cheap. Probably gonna get some for the 6.0 and do a full setup, but I'll probably go like 25-30 lights on that and just be ignorant, but that's just because promote the business and stuff. But yep, quick little walk around, and then I'll wait till the sun sets and we'll get an end cap video here to give you an idea. It definitely ain't no small truck, but having it so high up was pretty convenient, to be honest. Working under it and doing all the wiring and stuff. Yeah, we got pods and light bar in there, and then we got pods in the back bumper as well. So do all LEDs with that. Throw some white LED markers and stuff in the mirror, and I put a pure white license plate lights in it too, just to make it pop that much more. But yeah, that's GlowPro LEDs, 20 of them overall. Give them like a, I don't know, 7, 8 out of 10. Shipping really killed it. That's probably my biggest complaint. And the wiring was probably only enough wiring to do like a 2-door Jeep. But other than that, we'll come back whenever it's dark out. All right, so it's dark out, and here's the final product. Honestly, for like what, 300 something bucks, it really is not that bad. Obviously there's gonna be brighter out there, but I'm really happy with the layout, the placements, and everything. Like I said, I turned the lights off and I held them up. Did pretty good. Overall shadowing's solid. I'm not really sure what this little thing is here, but I'm pleased with it. Definitely bright. Could be brighter, but you know, this is very reasonable. Let me throw the light bars on real quick. Oh, my bad. It's definitely bright, that's for sure. One thing I haven't wired in is the back bumper pod lights, but that's because I need to put it on a separate harness. I can't tie it into the reverse lights because it's illegal, and I don't want my customer getting ticketed or arrested for it. So, but yeah, let's walk this side. GlowPro LEDs, 20. With their wiring kit. Overall solid setup. Can't complain. Price, oh, I guess I can't complain. But we got a car coming, so I'm gonna hit these light bars, and yeah. Don't know what else to say really, other than expect long shipping. Get you an extra roll of wire if you're not wiring up a 2-door car, and that's that. We'll get this wrapped up and back to the customer, and roll on to the next job.